Alright, CT, this no. To be honest, I was going to do the reaction to this latest episode of Black Clover last night, but I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to chase this reaction. I'm going to let the reaction chase me. Alright everyone, Sanjae Uchiha, welcome back to the channel. Of course, it's Wednesday, and yes, I'm late to the party. I haven't done a reaction in 2 weeks, but I did watch 165, and here we are at 166, which is yesterday's episode, which featured, you know, even though Noelle's breasts were like a highlight of the episode. Today, we take Yami and Asta based on the preview. So there's that. And of course, we're counting down to the final episode of the Black Clover anime for now, it seems. So yeah, but hopefully this episode is pretty crazy, I'm hoping. But of course, if you're new here and you enjoy the content of the channel, we do Black Clover content. Probably not as often as we should, but definitely leave a subscribe and put your requests in for any discussions you'd want to hear my thoughts on. So without further ado, let's get into episode 166. This is the first time I hear Magicula's voice, isn't it? I don't know if it was just me, but I was actually expecting like a deeper voice, but this definitely still works. Wait, what on? They actually cleared up and showed Libe in the opening when he hasn't even appeared in the episodes just yet. Yeah, interesting. But a real, like, who would really want tongue magic? Like, honestly. Like, what's the sense? Yeah. Yeah, you thought you would have been successful, but... I like the OST that's actually running right now. You know, watching this scene now, it kind of makes me think they should have done like a canon filler arc, an additional arc like covering like the history of the Heart Kingdom and exploring it more, and like Loropechika's probably parents, and you know, because Undine seems like she was like a boat from like way before. Yeah. Time for some death thrust. Yeah, the true forms of an ordinary human, Shadow. That's typical Yami for you. What's it like? What's with... Well, I guess since it's a singularity, they're going for that special effect, but that jittery kinda... Yeah. Here we go. Dimension Slash. Yo, that's I know I'm going to surpass my limits. Yes, me. Yo. Death thrust. Yeah. Yo, alright, good. Alright, that look kind of sick. Yeah. Yo, the art in this scene is pretty good. Yo, yeah, that time the Asta feel good now, isn't it? Yo. Here we go. Alright, so that was episode 166 of the Black Clover anime, and honestly, I think I made the right choice in reacting to this episode over last episode. Even though I'm not saying Noelle's, they were a highlight, but I'm just saying I think this episode kind of flowed much better for me. Probably because it was more action centric, and yeah, I don't know. There's something about last episode, but honestly. 166 and with what 67 68 and with 4 more episodes to go before it ends, I'm kind of wondering where they're going to end the series from the perspective of a manga reader such as myself. I can probably make a few estimations, but it is what it is. But the episode itself was really good. I thought compared to the last episode, this episode had much more, I guess, consistent and solid art, especially I guess since it's more a much more important episode. Okay, probably not much more, but it's more important in the grand scheme of things, and especially since we're balancing things up between Dante and Vanica in terms of finishing the fight with Vanica essentially, and you know, getting to the almost to the climax of the fight between Yami, Asta, and Dante. So it is what it is. But for the most part, I did like that episode. As an anime only, if you're an anime only and you're watching, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are a lot of subtle things in this episode that kind of set up, that kind of reinforce certain narratives that the series has had to date, as well as kind of give an indication of things to come in terms of setting things up for certain characters to be more useful when it comes on to the future of the fights against the members of the Dark Triad and the Spade Kingdom. Even though it's only 4 more episodes to go, but you'll get more information on that as we go. For example, don't take that scene where, you know, Noelle actually managed to injure Vanica for granted. It actually means something, so that's set up. Of course, I know a lot of you may be complaining about the usage of a number of the Black Bulls, outside of Yami and Asta. But don't worry, for the most part, as a manga reader, don't worry, there's things to come with those characters that are going to, you know, pay off the whatever disappointment you may have had early in the arc. But as an anime only watcher, you might have to transition into the manga to actually get some repayment on that, you know, investment, or get some repayment on that disappointment. Can I put it like that? So there's that. Of course, this episode, I think one of the biggest things coming out of it obviously is the team up of Asta and Yami at the end, and it was what they were going for with that moment is really emphasized with the flashbacks to, you know, previous moments between Asta and Yami. You know, these moments, I mean, from the very beginning, Yami has already acknowledged Asta from the beginning, from he actually asked him to join the Black Bulls, and just leading up to this point, all those matches where, you know, Yami would actually keep Asta, tell him like, you don't have to worry about me, I got this, yada yada, you're too early to actually start worrying about me. And, you know, these little lines, you know, combined with this moment when Yami actually asks like, yo, I can't do this without you. And it kind of reminds me of like in some strange way, like the Nami scene where she asks Luffy for help in One Piece. Is like, Yami asking for help, you know he wouldn't ask if he didn't genuinely mean it. So that's the thing that really rings home with that scene for Asta. I think the respect is already there between them as, you know, subordinate and captain, and obviously Yami's, he doesn't dance around things when he comes on to, you know, what he means. He says what he means. I mean, he might remember your name, but, you know, it's in his character to just be, say it like it is. And just all those scenes building up, all the history between Yami and Asta, the fact that Yami's asking no, he generally means it, and it's just acknowledgement, a reinforcement of the respect that he already has for Asta, I feel. And I think that rings home strongly for the dynamic between them. So yeah, but all in all, it was good. The choreography and the fight animation was pretty good, even though I'm looking forward, I'm expecting it to like cranked up to another level for the next episode, which I haven't actually checked out the preview just yet. So yo yo, I'm telling them, better play opening one. But I thought they would have kind of tried to time this with like almost like the final episode of the series. So I'm kind of wondering where the anime is going to end in 4 more episodes. Whew. I have a few guesses still. I think it's gonna end before, as a manga reader, it might end before the next training arc. Right as we're about to go off on the next training arc. Manga readers will know the span of chapters between what, 260 and 270. Yeah, I'll give or take. So that's what I feel. But anyway, let me know what you thought about the episode. Of course, definitely rate, comment, and subscribe. Your usual YouTube jazz and blues. But thanks again for tuning in if you made it this far. Of course, even though the anime is ending, we will still continue to do Black Clover reviews going forward for the manga, since it will probably be the only piece of Black Clover material to cover going forward until the anime returns. So yeah. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next Black Clover video.